Good morning, everyone. And thank you all for taking the time out to be here today. I'm Karun Mulchandani, the founder of Enlightened Sapiens, and welcome to yet another Enlightened Weekend. We're doing a session on a Sunday after a while. As you know, we've been doing sessions on Saturdays, IG Lives on weekdays. And I reserved my Sundays for a little bit of my guilty pleasure, that is the mountains. I've been hiking quite a bit. And in fact, there's a reel dropping today at post this session, so you can stay tuned for that, where we're going to show you the magical wonders of the monsoons in the mountains. But why are we holding these sessions, right? And we hold these sessions, of course, to help you relax and unwind, but also for you to learn something new, something exciting, but most importantly, something that you're passionate about, or discover something that you're passionate about. And people keep asking me if you've attended our sessions before. The first question is Enlightened Sapiens about why do you all hold these free sessions? We've been doing it for a year, week in, week out, every day. We're posting some positive messages on our Insta, YouTube, and all other channels. And it's I say this every session, but we are a community, right? We're trying to build a community of like-minded, collaborative people who want to see each other grow. So we're a community that encourages each other to grow with the things that we love. Right? I love the mountains, and hence I'm want to share my love of the mountains with all of you. I love plants. I want to share that love with you. So we're a community that encourages each other to grow and learn with the things that we love, so that when we're ready, we can give back with that knowledge, making it easier for someone else to do the same, making it easier for all of you who want to understand more about the mountains, about plants, about art, about meditation. And that's what we are doing, and that's what we're trying to do in all the different platforms and different means that we're trying to do it. Um, in fact, we have even launched our Clubhouse platform, where we're going to engage with you and actually have more verbal conversations with all of you. So yes, we are a community, and today we have our community member, celebrity chef Kaviraj Kelani, who wishes to give back. Right, we're talking about he's giving back with his knowledge on food and cooking. And those of you, I mean, I'm sure many of you have heard of Chef Kaviraj. He, if not on TV, on his blogs, or as an author, his books, his columns, he's been doing this for so long, and he's so passionate about what he does. And he wants to share his knowledge with us. And those of you, I mean, there is no accolades that can be enough to describe him. He's won the Bharatiya Vidya Ratan Award, the Best Chef Asia 2020, and so many more. So I'm not going to get into that, but he's here to help us today understand fusion cooking, and he's going to talk about how we can mix and match different fusion styles, different styles of cooking in our own homes, inside our own homes, and learn through that. So. And of course, we're going to do a make a mango recipe as well. Those of you who read the event, I hope you'll have got your stuff ready, which he had asked for. If not, no worries. The session will be on YouTube for you all to go back and do this after he explains it today. So I hope you all are excited. Our sessions are interactive, as you all know, as all our sessions are. Use the chat box to ask any questions that you all may have. Use the raise hand button when Chef Kaviraj asks you to interact with him. And yeah, have an engaging, fun learning session. I hope you'll get a lot of value out of today. I'm really excited as well to try out all the fun things he has to show us and teach us. So yes, let's begin. Good morning, Chef.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Karan. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much. So I'm sure that everybody is excited here about learning about fusion cooking today. Good morning, Nicole. How are you?
Good morning. Good, thank you. Very excited.
Sure. Right. Nice to see you all, everybody, and I'm sure we have a good audience here who's all excited today morning to learn about fusion cooking. And thank you very much, Karan, for giving me an opportunity to be with you all. Yeah.
Pleasure, Chef.
So welcome to all the audience. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I'm sure everybody is here, and being a Sunday morning, people really love to try something different, unwind, and kind of something which is like stress-free. To listen to something which is exciting, and I think food is something that really connects the world together, and that's how I think Enlightened Sapiens is one of the great platforms to be on. And I've seen your shows in the past, I've seen the great work that you all do. So I think kudos to the entire team. Karan, just keep doing the great work that you do always.
Thank you.
With
Thank you.
that, we
That's
can.
really kind,
I think we
chef.
should
Thank you.
start our morning with a good words of motivation. Really work in the morning, So we need to be kind of having the entire message of the positive vibes that we all spread every day, and with a little bit of that, what we can share, whatever we can give back to society, what we can give back to our community, I think really helps a lot. So that's what we're just trying to kind of come together to share something with our audience, and especially I'm sure we all are foodies here, and especially being a weekend, we all try to look for new ideas. We look for new kind of concepts that we can do something very easy for that matter also, and we're going to be learning something I think very different today. And right from the basics of fusion cooking is what I wanted to start talking about. And just to give our audience a brief about what we're going to be discussing today, is there something which we all look forward to in our life is a bit of change in between. So I believe that the last 1 year now, over a year now, we've seen a lot of changes in our life, and all thanks to situations that come into our life that we try to improvise ourselves, we try to learn every single day. And I think every change that we come across in life will teach us something as well, and we all get strong as well with that. So this kind of session today is going to be teaching us about a change of cuisines, a change of cooking styles, and a change of how do you kind of keep the boredom situations away from your daily eating as well. So I get a lot of queries from people, especially on various social media platforms. They've been asking me for what new to make something every day, because people have a bit of a fuss sometimes on that, and people get confused that what to try something different once in a while as well. So we all look for changes in life. We all look for some kind of variety of food that we love to eat. And I'm sure that most of us are not really kind of venturing out these days much because of the situations. So definitely being at home and kind of creating something new on that plate over there, exciting your family members, treating your friends once in a while. I'm sure it's going to be a good treat for everybody this Sunday morning. So with your permission, we'd like to start the screen presentation. I'd like to be starting my presentation also. Yeah. So I'll start sharing my screen, and I'll be showing you all a bit about the fusion aspects of cooking. And as we speak along, we'll also be getting into our demo session as well. So to all the foodies out here, basically those who are joining us, just be ready with your ingredients also. So let's have a nice fun cooking session. And I'm going to be showing you a nice simple recipe of something cooking with mango as such. So we're going to be sitting down here itself, and on our screen we're going to be like all doing some activity as well side by side in the next few minutes. So I'm sure you all are ready with the ingredients also at your end. If not, you can always try the recipe at the end of the day as well. So with that particular note, of course, we are here to learn fusion cooking in a brief. And of course, I would love to do these sessions in the offline mode as such. So I wish I could invite all of you into my home kitchen or into my laboratory where I try my experiments normally. But of course, today, of course, we're just going to have a small brief session over here. But in the future, I look forward to having a even live session where I can have people with me, which I'm normally used to, like where people actually can taste the food there and they can give me immediate feedback as well. That really works a lot. So this session is going to be all about the art of fusion of cooking here. And how do we fuse the food? What is the meaning of fusion? And a lot of people ask me that, we try something in fusion, but it turns out to be a confusion in our kitchen and on our plates. So how do you avoid that basically? What are the things to keep in mind? And not to create confusions for yourself and for your plates as well is going to be discussed in today's session. So a bit about myself, basically, I've been with the food industry for almost 22 years now. And my passion for cooking started at the age of 7. And that's a pretty young age when I started, kind of learning my basic cooking in my house. And I grew up, being a foodie right from there. And these are basically my photographs that you see there. So I was a model at the age of 11 months. So that's where the lights, camera, and action journey started with me. And that was my first assignment, doing a modeling assignment for a healthy baby tonic at the age of 11 months. And since then, of course, the health aspect, the food aspect has been with me. And besides working with a lot of five-star hotels like the Taj Group in Mumbai, I also got a chance to work as a sky chef with Kuwait Airways, just to name a few organizations where I've been with. So hotels, airlines, of course, being with media as well. I've also been with television shows. I've done television shows with Colors, and which is like Malikai Kitchen, very popular show on Colors Television, 2008, when it just started. And my first appearance was in the year 2000 with Star Plus. So it's been like a nice journey there, full of colors, full of vibrancies, full of food kind of experiences that I wanted to share with people here. And in my journey, of course, I have learned a lot over the years. And I basically thought that fusion is one way of creating excitement for my guests as well, and for my clients who look for new ideas. So this kind of a slide that we see right now is a typical Sunday kind of slide, where we love to binge into, and cheat day for many people out here, who want to be trying something different, from the regular menus. So I'm sure we all are foodies out here, and we love trying new things. But what about the health aspect also attached to it? We talk about the healthy aspect these days. We all have understood that what is the importance of health. We all started taking health so seriously in the last more than a year now. And definitely, how do you cut that basically? How do you eat more healthy? How do you change your menus basically? Modify to suit the today's times is the big question for many people out here. So yes, of course, we are talking about even immunity boosting foods as well. Of course, the new trend that has come up in the last few months now, and all of us have heard this word by now, and we are used to this. And we're trying to understand that what are these special foods that we need to include into our diet, and how to cook something, using these things every day. So basically, I think immunity, the word that we speak about, is basically to keep us strong, in terms of even looking at season right now, being the monsoon season. We all need to be taking care of our health a lot. Because besides the bacteria, the viruses, the allergens, with monsoon season also, a lot of care has to be taken in terms of, how we select our ingredients, how we pick and choose, and how we try to even cook them perfectly as well matters a lot in today's times. So of course, how do you work on these ingredients? How do you try to inculcate varieties in your menu every day? What to eat, what not to eat, will also be kind of discussed side by side as we speak along. So a few of the immunity boosting drinks that we come across, we have been hearing about these drinks, something like a turmeric tea, something like a kada that we make in Indian concepts. It's been like Ayurvedic times, like almost 5,000 years back if you look into history. We have been talking about these things since a very long time. But the question mark here is that are we actually able to follow these things every day? So not many of us are very serious about doing these things every day, like amla for that matter, the Indian gooseberry. We're looking into like a variety of berries across the world. But what about our own amla that we have in India? Our local kind of immunity boosting ingredient over here, very strong, full of antioxidants. So do we actually inculcate these ideas into our kitchen every day? So definitely we need to slightly modify our cooking styles and try to have these beneficial drinks, try to have these juices, these combinations. Things like even a simple turmeric milk, if we talk about. So we've been hearing this turmeric milk concept, since my grandmother's times. And whenever we felt a bit sick or, kind of ill or cold or cough or flu, so we would always be given this turmeric milk that we call haldi wala doodh, as we say, in the night before sleeping or, in the morning as well. So these kind of things that we have been looking forward to in our lives have to come back. There are new trends coming back today, which we haven't even heard about much. We talk about things like sattvic cooking, we talk about Ayurvedic cooking as well. They are actually coming back in the picture these days. And most of us are now trying to struggle that, how do we redesign the menus, in the five-star hotels especially. We're going to be coming back with new ideas now, with Ayurvedic special menus, sattvic special menus, cook and serve kind of concepts. Even a concept called as a farm to plate, where we try to reduce the time between the cooking and the serving as well. So the produce has to be fresh. Try to pick up the fresh ingredients. Try to avoid using too much of chemicals for that matter also. Try to avoid using preservatives as well. So a few of the ideas I wanted to share about that. And of course, we are aware about certain basic ingredients in our kitchen. For example, ginger and turmeric and lemon, lemongrass, basil, black peppercorns. Avocado also is a very rich ingredient there with antioxidants, a lot of power into avocado there. And of course, the amla, as I spoke about. So these kind of ingredients should be utilized on day-to-day basis in our kitchen in a variety of ways. It could be like a, like a kada concept. It could be like a warm drink. It could be like something which you want to add to your recipes as well. And even for that matter, to even end the day or even in between the meals, when we feel a bit, the hunger pangs that keep, kind of troubling us sometimes. Even for those timings, I normally do that in my daily routines. So I keep having these, warm cups of, immunity boosting drinks with me when I'm working. So it really keeps me fresh as well and light also. So we should be avoiding the, the kind of very heavy snacks in between, the fried kind of junkies that we normally deal into. So try to avoid those as far as possible. I know it's not very easy. We all love to indulge into all these fast foods, but if we can try to get a balance into the recipes, it really works a lot. And especially trying to talk about the poll right now. We're going to be having an exciting poll happening here. We're going to be asking you a question. And let's see what the response comes up with today's session, especially. And I'm sure that poll is going to be ready in the next few seconds. and let's see what exactly we have from your end. So I'm sure you all are going to be interacting on that. You're going to be putting in your best views on that. And yeah. So we have a question out there. Do you think that pasta and biryani can be made into a single dish? Very interesting question, which linked with today's topic. Do you think that pasta and biryani could be fused, or do you think that they could be combined to create something new? Let's see what people think about. So a pasta concept and a biryani concept. Let's see. So a lot of people interacting there, a lot of people showing up responses there. And there seems to be like a tough competition between yes and no. And let's see what the results comes out. So I guess most of you are going to be pushing that button there into the thought process, especially in the morning. And all those of you who give the correct answer also get a nice packaged pasta biryani today at your house. So there's a little bit of a joke there, of course. So there's a bit of humor there. So all those of you who agree that pasta concept and biryani concept can be combined into a new recipe. All right. So great.
So we're sharing the results now.
Yes.
So Chef, I think it's split 50-50.
50-50, yes. There's
yes.
a nice equal ratio of people who are saying that it can be, it cannot be. Okay, so that's a very good way of putting it across, because that's the way we learn. The kind of response we're getting right now is that people are open to learning as well. So in case somebody who has not tried this concept earlier, or somebody who's not yet ventured into these kind of cooking styles, definitely you guys have a lot to pick up today from this session. So thank you very much for that poll, and thank you to all the responses that we got. So thank you for voting for that. All right, so from there, I guess we can move to the next slide now. Okay. So this time to go to the next slide. All right, so do you think that fusion cooking is easy? That was our question in short. And I'm just showing you my recipe there, what I just tried a few days back. And this is a picture of a pasta biryani, basically. So all those of you who have actually said yes for this, of course, you can just imagine that photograph over there in front of you, and that dish into your plate right now there to indulge into. You can just imagine the flavors there in that plate. Just to give you a brief idea that what exactly I'm trying to say from this slide is that yes, fusion cooking does work in a lot of cases. So my own experience with fusion has been like almost like 15 years now, where I've been trying to work with new concepts every day. We have a lot of requests from a lot of hotel organizations, restaurants, people who are indulging into new business nowadays as well. They want something different on their menu card. So this kind of concept, which I actually made like many years back, was I love pasta myself a lot, and I also love biryani a lot. So I'm just trying to combine the flavors over there by using a bit of boiled pasta, a base of makhani gravy for that matter, or even a butter chicken gravy for that matter. And I was just trying to layer that butter chicken concept, with the pasta. And I tossed my pasta in some olive oil with some herbs, some chili flakes, and of course some olives as well, so black olives, green olives, some nice fried onions for the biryani that we normally use, lots of coriander, mint, some rose water. You can also use kevra essence if you like, and a few nuts as well. So I love to have a combination of various taste, flavors, textures into my recipes. So this idea that you see over there was a layer of a butter chicken concept with the pasta inside that. So it was like a layer of butter chicken with pasta and cheese, obviously. So I love a lot of cheese in my biryani there. And a lot of people love cheese here. So they're all smiling out there right now. And of course, the calories have to be also looked at side by side. But once I was layering this concept in my pot there, I was trying to give a dum as well. So biryani normally has a dum effect given to it, like a steam effect. So there I was trying to give a dum concept to my biryani. So the onions, the cheese, the olives, the coriander, the mint, the rose water, the nuts inside that, and of course the pasta inside with the makhani gravy. And when I give it a dum for almost like 15-20 minutes, when I open the pot, you can't imagine. It's like I cannot describe the feeling that I got that time. The aroma that I got from the pot was so very interesting that I enjoyed that with a nice masala garlic toast on the side, and that was like a meal for me. And the people whom I actually presented this concept after that, so it's just been like the wow concept there. And people have been trying this in various combinations also. For example, for the veg people out here, you can even be trying even a butter paneer as well, or even a shahi paneer as well. People who want to be avoiding paneer won't try even soya bean, so soya chunks, soya keema. We also have tofu as well, of course, in the market. So even tofu is a good option here to use for the healthy concept. And today we also have pastas which are even made even healthy form as well. So it's not just the maida that we always talk about. We also have a variety of healthy pastas also these days. So you can try to use a lot of combinations there. But yes, of course, that's one of my first recipe, one of my hit recipe, I would say, of all times is the pasta biryani. So of course, yes, people are hungry. People are also trying to understand that, okay, how he spoke about the pasta biryani, but when is he going to make and send it to us? So when do we have a tasting session on this one? But I'm sure you're going to be kind of trying this also very soon. And all those who actually have understood this concept now, that you can try to layer any kind of an Indian preparation with a pasta and give it a nice touch of, flavor into it. So I'm sure it's possible there. And as we keep talking about food right now, we're going to be talking about the basic fundamentals of fusion cooking. And a lot of pictures you will be seeing on my slides with food, other recipes that I've been trying out in the last few days as well. And here are some ideas that what do we mean by a fusion cooking. So in the late 80s and 90s, this concept is not very new. It is basically started from various parts of the world, right from France to California to others. So in India, of course, fusion happened much later, but with the kind of exposure I see, on a global platform, it started much earlier. And the need for this basically was that people are looking for something different. People love to try something new once in a while. And this is where the mix and match combination started from the French kitchens and moved on from there. So definitely a bit of variety into daily cooking is what we all deserve. So this cuisine concept basically talks about the combination of various culinary traditions. So you talk about doing a chaat in the Italian style, you talk about doing a pani puri the Mexican style, you talk about doing a palak paneer in the American style for that matter. So all these ideas are something which I have been working on in the last so many years. And believe me, it really works wonderfully well. And the people who are having an open mind of this concept, the open mind really works. It just opens the doors towards creativity. So whenever we think of doing something new, we always have that feeling of, whether it will or whether it will not. But yes, I think if you're very positive about that, if you're a foodie person, you love trying new recipes, you love experimenting, surely it will work for you. May not be the first time, because we always try to learn from our mistakes. So that should not be, keeping us down on that. I keep trying recipes like even 20 times as well, but I don't give up very easily. And that's how I can create wonders. So yes, cuisines of various types, various countries can be fused together. And I will be showing you a lot of ideas as well in my slideshow. So since 1970s, we saw that in India, this concept picked up a little slowly in the beginning, okay, because people started trying out some simple recipes, but they were not really spoken about much. The actual awareness program started much later. So we saw this happening in the 90s. When I was exposed towards fusion, I saw it in the 90s basically, where some of the hotels started creating some recipes, some menus, and some of the chefs started speaking about it. So that's how we thought that we can try to create awareness. We can try to share these ideas with people who love good food. And that's how this concept and creating awareness, sharing of knowledge is very important. So for me, basically fusion is something which is familiar. Okay, so some familiar cuisines, what we are used to normally, we can start with that first. Something which is unusual should be coming onto our plate later on. Something satisfying at the end of the day. Of course, food has to be satisfying our basic needs. It has to be interesting as well. It has to be sounding something new as well. At the same time, there should also be options in our recipes. So a recipe that we do today as well will be having multiple options as well in case somebody is not, kind of in favor of a particular ingredient. Somebody may not be liking a particular ingredient for their choice. So they can try to do something different as well. So never have a very fixed or very rigid recipe in the fusion concept. Be flexible there. And of course, if you like the concept, then of course we say now, that means you should be getting ready in your kitchen right now and start trying the recipe immediately also. So for me, I think familiar, unusual, satisfying, interesting, optional, and doing it right there, right now works a lot for me. And this is where when I get excited about food, when I think of a new idea, I put on my apron, I get into my kitchen and I start cooking immediately. All right. So yes, of course, cooking should be simple. A lot of people have been, kind of struggling there that we don't want to be spending so much time in the kitchen every day. We have work from home. We have so many challenges. So lots of things happening in life these days. At the same time, you got to be keeping that smile there. And a Sunday morning should be full of smiles by everybody. So I'm sure all of you are smiling right now. We're going to be having a lot of more smiles coming on your face when you're going to be seeing the recipe as well happening. Very tempting recipe coming up there with a mango recipe today. And of course, food should be interesting. It should be time saving, very important. Even I do not love to spend too much time in my kitchen. I love to be organized. I love to plan my recipe ahead of time. So always plan your system, how you want to function basically. And it's not just about planning your work. I think for me, even cooking is full of planning activity for me, because I want to save on time. I want to do multiple things side by side. So I think being multitasking really works a lot. Cooking should also be fun. When you're actually cooking something, you should be kind of feeling the de-stressed mode of your life. You should not be stressed out when you're cooking. In fact, you should feel nice when you're cooking something, because the kind of thoughts you put into your recipes actually elevate the taste as well. So always be happy, keep a smile on your face when you're cooking, have good thoughts, put good vibes into your food, and definitely food comes out much tasty. People keep asking me that why hotel food doesn't taste like home food. So of course there are professionals there in the hotel outside, but definitely when we cook at home also, it can turn out the same also, with a few changes here and there, with a few twists of taste, what I call here and there. And there are no secrets as such, that we hide from you all, but it's just the kind of, the mindset that we cook with makes the difference. So it should be smooth. It should be a smooth operation for you. It should not be kind of creating chaos in your kitchens. At the same time, you should be ending up with a nice, tasty meal or whatever you make. So yes, of course, some basics is what we're going to be talking about here, that what we should be first having in our mind is that you should be a good lover of good food. You should be loving to eat good food. You should have a taste for food first. And then, of course, you can automatically start imagining the combinations. You can start visualizing your recipes, that what new you want to try today. And always pick up with your basic recipes. Whatever simple dishes we normally make, start with that first. And I know that vada pav is our Indian favorite. We all love vada pav a lot, and a lot of people are feeling hungry right now looking at the pictures there. That he's tempting us too much this morning on Sunday, and we're going to be of course feeling hungry there. But yes, a simple thing like vada pav is what I started with my fusion recipes. Country, a popular street side recipe. And for us, a vada pav is like more important than a burger as well. And with the amount of sales that we do with vada pav, just imagine if you try something with fusion on that. There are a few people doing in the market as well. But imagine you change that basic recipe inside that. I'm not saying make all changes there. Inside the potato filling for that matter, in the potato or the masala that we make for the vada, in that you make a few changes. If you add some flavors into that, and if you just try to modify the way you present it, even those kind of outlook changes can also make a big difference. So changes are possible to make very easily. Okay, and of course the changes could be possible by into the filling as well that you stuff inside, the kind of batter that we make as well, the kind of chutney that you serve with that. For example, I made a vada pav recently, for one of my non-veg guests. So you want to try a vada pav with non-veg elements in that. So I use chicken sausages in that. So the nice chopped chicken sausages into my potato mixture inside that. And into my batter, of course, I added a few mixed herbs, some chili flakes. I was trying to change the flavor into that. So into the potato mixture also, by adding a bit of grated cheese, some chicken sausages, and the basic masala of the Indian spice that we use. These small changes that I tried. And also on the pav, along with the masala that we put or the chutney that we apply, I even tried doing like a nice peanut butter chutney for my vada pav. So just imagine that just a couple of changes to start with can really make a lot of change to enjoy what fusion actually means. So it doesn't mean that actually you have to just kind of change the entire format of the recipe. No, it just means that start with a few changes first. What flavors you like the most, start with that first. And with that, of course, slowly by slowly, as you start making small changes, you will feel like doing more and more. So how do you start with fusion? Basically, pick up your desi recipe first. For example, a vada pav, as we said. Similarly, if you talk about doing a pizza as well, a pasta as well, or even a sweet recipe like maybe a shira concept. You talk about a vermicelli kheer or a sevia kheer for that matter. You talk about a firni for that matter also. So all these recipes, I have tried from the beginning. So I've tried making changes in that. So I also had a picture in my slide which spoke about doing a shira in a very American style. So I did like a shira concept with chocolate chips in that, with chocolate sauce in that, and I layered that shira with dry fruits and nuts, and I tried to give like a nice flambe effect, like burning alcohol on top for my alcoholic guest there. So I flamed a bit of brandy on top, and I basically flamed my chocolate shira with a nice rum and raisin sauce with hot brandy on the top there. And you can imagine this current season right now, and it's pouring outside, and you serve like a nice dessert with fusion and brandy on the top there. So you can imagine the kind of excitement there for the guest, who can actually flavor a shira with chocolate and brandy in that. I'm not sure how many of you have tried this, but definitely you must give it a try. So very simple shira concept with chocolate in that. Set it into small molds. You can chill it in the fridge for some time. Demold it. Okay, so take it out on the plate and have a nice sauce with rum and raisins or honey in that, or even brown sugar in that, and top it up with a nice 30, 60, 90 ml as you like of brandy. So I use my cognac, I use my VSOP, so very superior old pale brandy, and a nice portion of brandy there, hot, warm, flambe on top, and enjoy that chocolate shira with brandy topping there. And the side, if you like some chilled scoop of ice cream, maybe a butterscotch, nothing like it. All right, so pick and choose, mix and match. Take feedback from your customer, your guest, your family members. Very important for improvement in life. Always be open for feedback. Take criticism. I faced loads of this earlier in my life. When I was learning, when I would make my fusion recipe and I would present it to my family members, and I would tell them to taste and tell me. They would give me a look first that today I don't know what he's tried, and I hope it's edible. So when we're learning, when you're trying something new, it's always that question mark sometimes that the first time, and I hope it's nice. So I always look for that expression, the kind of reaction I used to get when people would taste my food in the initial stage of my life when I was learning. And that feedback, I would note it down. I would kind of take it very seriously, and I would again go back into my kitchen. I would again try it back the second time until I reached the level of perfect satisfaction. I would keep trying it out. So this is where I think that any kind of food we do, not only fusion, any kind of cooking that you love, has to be perfected with feedback as well. So work on those options there. Take a lot of pictures of your food. Share with your friends, share on social media. Take feedback from there also, and also standardize your recipe. For example, the recipe proportion for that matter, that how much to use for that example, so you won't forget the next time. So write it down there on your diary there, so that you know the exact ratio also of how did you try when it was perfect. So of course, cooking can be healthy as well. It's not just about only eating calories. We can also choose things like quinoa. These days we hear about, talk about millets, we talk about wild rice, we talk about black rice these days. I know it sounds a little funny sometimes that, we're very happy with our regular rice. Why should we go and buy these expensive things? But again, as we talk about health here, the people who are giving the importance to health these days, definitely a bit of investment there will go a long way. So definitely there are ways of changing recipes. We can try to adapt to new ingredients nowadays, which are also healthy. I also love to use a lot of soya bean as well. So I love soya granules, I love soya chunks, I love soya flour in my recipes also. Even tofu as well, for the ones who are into vegan cooking. Yes, of course, tofu is one of the best ingredients there. I also speak about tempeh these days. Again, a soya product again. Tempeh is a very new thing for many of us here. And we get it in Mumbai also in many of the outlets now. But I think tempeh is one good ingredient to try for those who want to be trying Western food or vegan cuisine for a change. And you want to be kind of, having something to look like the non-veg type, for example. So it does try to substitute that over here. And tempeh also is a good thing to work with. All right, so some of my fusion adaptations in short, what fusion I have tried, with various countries. So I do like almost 33 international cuisines in short, and I'm still learning every day. So I have basically tried these cuisines so far with, Italian, Chinese, Mexican, Indonesian, American combinations with Indian cuisine. So I'm trying to fuse Indian cuisine because that's my favorite cuisine. Basically, I love Indian food, and we all should be proud of, Indian cuisine first. But for that change aspect, so I've tried working with Thai, Filipino, Spanish, British. So all these kind of combinations do work. So all those of you who want to be, kind of venturing into fusion, yes, these are some of the popular cuisines that you can try to work with to start off with also. And of course, yes, picture abhi baki hai. Of course, we're not yet done. It's just a time for that demo that we all have been waiting for. So I'm sure people are going to be excited to watch the demo as I'm going to be doing it right here with you all. So those of you who are ready with your ingredients, of course, get ready there. You can wear on your aprons also and get on your cameras, so all of us can be in action. And those of you who are going to be watching us also, just kind of, enjoy the session there side by side. It's going to take like a few minutes to just assemble that sweet, simple sweet for all of you. A very easy recipe so that we want, kind of indulgence happening. We want people to take back something from this session. So a very simple recipe that we're going to be looking at. is, of course, the name that I've given is Aam Sutra, basically. Mango is still in season right now. So those of you who love mangoes, we're going to be doing that small recipe here. Very simple ingredients which are available with us in our kitchens. And again, I'll be talking about a few modifications side by side, like what other changes you can also make. What if you don't have a particular ingredient today? What you can try as well. So I'm sure we had shared with you a basic list of ingredients that we're going to be using, but still I have something with me. Again, this is my side station, my photograph of today morning of my side station. I'm showing you that I'm going to be sitting here only, but my side station is all set up with all these ingredients for the recipe. So I'm just going to be showing you in short that what I have with me right now on my table is, of course, I've got a nice dessert glass there. So there's a little glass I've got with me, just decorated with a small ribbon on the side, just to add some attraction there. So that's my presentation glass. I'm going to be layering my sweet in this. And of course, I've got some mango pulp. Okay, so along with the mango pulp, I've also mixed some honey into it. So mango at times has a bit of tartness, that kind of sour flavor as well. So just added a bit of honey into that to balance it, because I love a bit of sweet and sour combination with that. So I just mixed a bit of honey into my mango pulp. With that, I also have a few assorted, kind of what we call as chocolate soil. So I've got like this Oreo biscuits or chocolate cookies, or if you want to be using like, even the healthy options nowadays, you can even try those. So I've just kind of crushed some biscuits with me. So I've got two varieties right now. One is like digestive biscuits, like digestive options. One is with the chocolate in that. So I'm using two kinds of biscuits also. You could even use more if you have for different combinations. I also love using a lot of seeds into my desserts. So something on the health aspect also. So we can use chia seeds, we can use sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, melon seeds. I usually use like, combination of even 5 or 7 as well, for that crunch aspect in that. So again, you can choose, whether you want to put seeds, which ones do you like the most. You can try using them as well. I'm also using a bit of dry fruits. I've got some nice dates there, some chopped dates, some raisins, some almonds there. So a bit of dry fruit there also to balance our nutri elements inside. And for those of you who like to try and forget the calories for a while on Sunday, can also try doing this with even custard as well. If you have some custard with you, or if you have some rabdi with you, the desi rabdi that we normally make. So I've got a bit of that today. I'm also going to be adding a bit of rabdi into it. That's my favorite choice, my combination there. And in case you also have something like even a Shrikhand, which is also very popular with us, even a Shrikhand could be layered over here. So whether it's sweet cream, whether you want to be, beating up some fresh cream with some Baileys in that, some Baileys Irish cream, even that's a very good combination. So the variety, of course, is on. A lot of fusion is possible there. And just a few things that you see on your screen right now are going to be used, and I'm going to be doing it right here in front of you. So I'll be stopping the sharing of the screen right now, so you can all be visualizing the demo also in the proper full screen there. So I'll just kind of stop sharing my slide right now. I'll show you the ingredients as well, and we can start with the recipe immediately. Yeah. So I guess, Karan, we're good to go to start the recipe.
Absolutely. Very excited.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to be, I hope the screen is okay. I'm just trying to show up the glass first, what I'm doing. Yeah. So we've got a nice glass there. I just put a small ribbon on that just to add some color combinations, some color effects. I've got a plate as well ready with me here to present my sweet. Okay, so I've got an underliner and a glass there. So I'm going to be doing things here right now. I'm going to be showing you as well what I'm doing. And of course, before we start, of course, sanitization, very important. So you've got to be first following our hygiene standards, as we always say. So let's sanitize first. And we're going to be doing the ingredients here. I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing one by one. I'm going to be holding the glass here. And you're able to get the layers as well. I'm going to be starting with the layer of the, the rabdi that I have. I'm going to put that first. I'm going to have the biscuits coming in next. I have the mango coming in next. And I have the nuts coming in next there. So lots of excitement there in the glass also, because when you visualize the glass later on, when you chill it for some time, and I'm going to be even tasting that, with you. I've got a glass already in my fridge there chilling inside from morning. So I'm going to be even eating and telling you how it is. So all of you otherwise who are looking at this, will be seeing this glass, filled up very soon. So let's start the recipe now. So those who are doing it with me right now, get your camera on and let's start. So I'm going to be starting with the first thing. And what I'm starting is the first layer basically is going to be rabdi for me. So I love sweet rabdi. I'm doing like a nice homemade rabdi basically. So reduced milk. So just putting that first. Okay. So that's my first layer going inside. All right. So with that, I'm going to be having a base of my glass ready there. You can also use custard. You can also use cream if you want. I'll just put some rabdi for myself today. And of course, the variety of combination that we talk about, some ideas that we are sharing right now is what I love to do in my suite. Now, those of you who want to be adding some, healthy ingredients, even beyond biscuits or beyond cookies, or you want to be trying something, even the brownie as well, if you like to try maybe a chocolate brownie. Or the other day when I tried a similar sweet, I had even some motichur laddu with me in my house, so I even tried using that. So just imagine that with mango, uh, anything and everything is possible there. So just a bit of innovation, a little bit of ideas that we can use. So what I thought of using today is, of course, some nice chocolate biscuits. You can also use the healthy options also. So there are options of making it healthy also. I'm just putting some nice crushed chocolate cookies. So that's the layer that you can see on the rubbery now. I'm just going to be moving the glass as well side by side. So you can just see this. So with a spoon, I can just kind of spread it out like that. So I've got a layer of the rubbery there. I've got the chocolate cookies. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding in my next ingredient now. I'm going to be putting in some nuts first. Yeah. So let me start with some dry fruits first. And then I'll have the mango going on top. So I'm going to be putting in some raisins. I've got some raisins here. So I'll have a lot of nuts in my sweet. So I've got raisins. I've got some chopped dates over here. So I'm putting some dates. I'm putting some raisins. You can make it interesting the way you like it. Whatever we have with us at home, sometimes you have to manage with that as well. So some nuts there, some rubbery. Yeah. I also have some almonds here, some sliced almonds. You can also use pistachios. You can use walnuts as well. So nice nuts going inside. And then I'm going to be adding in the mango. That's going to be the main ingredient of our recipe today. I'm going to be doing the mango. So what's a nice mango pulp. And with the pulp, I've just tried to thin it down a little bit with a bit of honey into it. So the reason of putting honey here is that I don't like it very pasty. So I kind of prefer to have a bit of balance into it. So I'm just trying to, yeah. So you can see that layer there with the mango coming inside. And with a bit of honey, just to, because I like it a bit sweet. I don't like it very thick. There you go. So you can see that layer of the mango going inside. Again, a variety of mangoes could be used. If you like a particular flavor or you like a particular kind of quality of mango as well, you can choose that. And I also have the other variety of my cookies, digestive kind of variety. So I like to have it soaked up into my mango. So you have one more layer going inside. Okay, so I'll be repeating my recipe also very soon once we finish off with this layer. So I'll be just kind of giving you a quick recap as well for those of you who got disconnected in between. So I've got my nice second layer there coming up, so nice biscuits there. You can also use cake crumbs, you can also use brownies. So variety of combinations are possible there to be done. So this is just one of the ideas I want to share with you all in terms of what we can do. And of course, the last layer that I'll be doing, I won't be doing like a very big portion because it's almost like, even a lot of calories there. So we talk about, so I've got some nice, I like the Indian touch. I love rubbery on top. Even here, I use a lot of combinations like, in today's times, we have lychees, we have plums, we have pears. So we do have a lot of options today to even choose from what fruits you want to put in this as well. So you can also add a bit of fresh mango cubes in this, or you want to be adding in, some kind of lychees or plums or peaches or pears or green apples for that matter. So variety of combinations are possible. And of course, I have my seeds also as well. I'm going to be using like 5 different options of seeds. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to be putting in the seeds now. So I want the seeds to be visible as well. So I've got a combination of seeds there. I'm using like 5 different types of seeds. I've got some nice roasted seeds on the top there. Yeah. All right. So a bit of honey there because I like it a bit sweet. So I just mixed a bit of honey with my mango pulp and a nice crunch with the seeds on the top. So I'm using a bit of combination of flax and chia and sunflower, melon. Yeah. It's nice combination there. I've got some seeds on the top there just to show you the view of the seeds as well and the layer down as well. Yeah. So right now what we have in the glass is the rubbery, of course, the base was of the rubbery that I used. You can also use custard or even cream as well. Yeah. So there's no powder before the rubbery basically. So we only have the rubbery at the base. Then I have my chocolate biscuits or chocolate cookies basically. Yeah. And then we started with the dry fruits. So I've got dates, I've got raisins, I've got almonds there inside. And then I also had the mango pulp with a bit of honey into it. So I like it a bit sweet as well to balance the flavor of the mango. So just a bit of, say like for example, 1 cup of mango pulp, added like about say 1 teaspoon of honey into it, just to balance it out. And after that, I again had a layer of the digestive biscuits, the kind of the layer that I want to change the color. I wanted to have some digestive flavor also of the cookies into my sweet. So I just tried to make a different variation there. So rabri, the chocolate cookies, the nuts, the dates, okay, then the mango pulp with the honey inside, and then the digestive biscuits, and then you have the top, the seeds basically on top there. And of course, I've also got some nice fresh mint leaves. You can also garnish your sweet, some nice fresh mint. Okay, so a bit of mint leaves in the top. And I also have the garnish that I wanted to speak about. I also have a simple garnish that I have for my dessert today. And this is basically, I have an energy bar basically. So I have like an energy bar with dates and nuts. So I can just have that as well on the top on my glass. Simple garnish. Yes, that's going to be going into my fridge for chilling. And I'm going to be, kind of having this dessert at the end of my session today. And once I dig into this, I'm going to be using a tall spoon. I'm going to be going right there inside. I'm going to pick up all the layers together. I'm going to be enjoying this simple recipe, of course. And for people who love trying new things, you want to be adding in this, some sevia also inside this, some vermicelli. You can even try that. You want to be adding a firni concept in this, like a mango firni concept. That is also possible. And for all the foodies out here right now, cheers for this Am Sutra recipe. So do try it in your kitchens and enjoy this over the weekend. So Karan, I'm sure that people are excited with this, and I'm sure that this is looking very tempting to everybody. And of course, the color, of course, because of the screen, you might just kind of not get the exact layers. But what I can see in front of me right now here is definitely the real colors that I basically wanted to share with you all. And let's talk about the flavor. Let's talk about the taste about it. Okay, so basically the flavors that you will get in this will be different kind of sweetness that you will get, natural sweetness of the sugar from the mango, a bit of sweetness, the tartness from the honey as well. The seeds will give you a nice crunch as well in this also. And the rabri, of course, down is the main hero of my show as well over here. So mango with the rabri concept here also works very well. And for those of you who want to be kind of modifying now, you got a basic idea of fusion with this. But this was one of the most easiest recipe that I want to share with you. There are, of course, many more concepts like this. I'm sure many of you would have even tried this earlier. But try it in a variation now. Think of different layers in this. Think of what new you can try in this as well. And keep innovating there from this concept. All right. So thank you very much. And let us continue with our session as well.
Thank you, Chef. Yes, there's people are appreciating it, and the reason why Chef picked such a simple concept is because there's so many variations you can do within this, right? So the idea is try this once you're home. Once after the session, it will be on YouTube. And
so
Chef, there's a quick question.
It's a very easy, simple, very simple idea I want to share with you all that what you could do like with just few things in your hand in front of you. And of course, if you want to complicate things, I even use like even chicky or praline, for that matter. So like a walnut and date chicky for that matter. I also put that into this. I also use chocolate ganache into my desserts while, so setting them or layering them as well. Yes, so Karan, we're open for a few questions.
Yes, it's just a couple questions before we move ahead because Chef has, wants to share a lot more about fusion cooking and different things you can try and different combinations. So we're going to get to that. So stay tuned. But Chef, a lot of people, Shreya and Vishaka, Rama, all have the same question is the mango puree, was it diluted? Because it looked very thin, at least on the screen.
Okay. When you talk about the pulp, basically, when you actually pulverize it, some people also add a bit of sugar syrup into it, when you actually want to be layering it especially. So, when you have digestive biscuits in that, when you talk about using it with biscuits, if the pulp is too thick, then it automatically starts getting very pasty when you want to be eating it as well. So basically, when you add a bit of honey into it and you blend it together, it gets a bit of texture as well into it. So when you actually see it on screen, it might be looking a little different there. But here, definitely, it is not that thin also. It is just kind of a runny texture because the mango pulp that we use basically, while blending with a bit of honey, and you just chill it for some time. So automatically, you get a nice texture to it. But there are recipes where they also add a bit of sugar syrup into it because I don't really recommend that. People have also been using a lot of stevia as well in terms of, as a sweetening agent. And definitely depends on how thick you want to be making it. I also use kind of even custard with mango sometimes to make it more thick in case if it's too runny for some people. You can also be kind of adding a bit of custard into it as well.
Absolutely. And Chef, there are few like there's a few people who want to show you what they've made. So let's have a look. If you all have done it along with Chef, do share your screen and switch on your video. I think Ria wanted to share something. Ria,
wow. That looks so nice. Very interesting.
and I think Menka has something she'd like to share. So beautiful stuff.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. I think again the screen is not very kind of clear. It's a little hazy, but it looks nice. At least I can see that there are a lot of effort people have put in. But yes, of course, we can also use directly the mango pulp if you like, or you want to be picking up even the armrest, ready-made armrest what you get in the market. You want to even try with that, even that's fine. But I prefer to be slightly on the runny side because I like to have it nicely soaked into my biscuit concept. So it's nice to enjoy that mouthfeel when you actually have the dessert when it's chilled. So I think
Great.
very good job by everybody. So congratulations and thank you for taking part and cooking for this sweet with us or preparing this sweet with us. So do enjoy that.
And yes, and this is like we mentioned before. This is there's going to be a lot of learning that you're going to have what we've had so far, and we still have a lot to go. So when you do apply this in your cooking, you can still use it, apply it, and of course share it with Chef and us on our Insta profiles, and we love to see it and give our feedback as well. So yeah, let's Chef maybe move ahead with the remainder of what you like to talk about fusion cooking.
Yes. So I'll just be continuing from the next slide where we stopped, and I'll be sharing out the screen as well. So I'm going to be moving back to my slideshow, and as we are talking about the recipe, of course, we finished our demo now. All right, so we're going to be continuing from here. I'll just give you a full screen. So I hope it's fine to see. Sure. All right, so that was just one idea with the the innovative concept of using mango, and we're trying to be now talking more about innovative ideas with fusion cooking. All right, so what I have been basically doing is that I've been trying to work with a lot of recipes which are not only easy to make but also which are easily available. The ingredient list should not be very big also at the same time because people feel that cooking should be made easy as far as possible. So what we're doing right now is just trying to share with you a few ideas that what kind of parathas we can work with or what fillings for parathas we can try. So I've tried something with, for example, sweet potatoes. One of the most interesting ingredients that we can substitute with regular potatoes. So here I'm going to be using my idea says that sweet potato works in many recipes for me. And right from paratha with, having this as a grated format, boiled and grated mashed sweet potato with flax seeds. So I love flax seeds for a crunch in my recipes. I also powder them and use them in my paratha dough as well. So with that, you can have ginger, you can have roast jeera if you want to be adding inside cumin, or you want to be adding salt or pepper. You want to add some holy basil leaves or tulsi leaves in that as well. So I love to try new combinations every time I do a paratha recipe also. So these are a few of the ideas that I want to share with you all that with a simple thing like sweet potato, what all we can do basically. We can try to mash it up. We can have them like stuffed potatoes as well. We can create like a nice katori concept or like a board concept and scoop it out, mash the potato, put some filling of your choice in that. It could be even chicken as well. It could be keema as well. It could also be using paneer as well. So variety of combinations you can try, mixed vegetables, seasonal vegetables nowadays, what we get. People are talking about organic cooking nowadays as well. So can we even try to incorporate those things also into our recipes? So yes, we can. So we can also have some nice potato wedges, which can be baked in the oven also using sweet potatoes. We can also have some nice, stir fry recipes. You can also have them even boiled also for that matter. Make a chaat with sweet potato as well. Even that comes out very nice. Similarly, I talk about dal khichdi. That's one of my favorite recipe from Indian cuisine. And it's basically one of the most comfort food we talk about in Indian cuisine is dal khichdi. And I'm sure most of us love this. So those of you who love dal khichdi can, give us a nice thumbs up there, can say yes in our message box and, in our chat box. And of course, dal khichdi is very interesting because it is like a one meal dish. It talks about, having like a combination of ingredients in one. And it really kind of, refreshes our taste buds. So whenever I think of dal khichdi, I always try to, think of different combinations here also. Sometimes I feel like adding some vegetables in that, like, whatever is available locally as well. What I have in my kitchen and my fridge as well, I keep on adding that into it. So right from, having pumpkin or carrots or sometimes even adding a bit of coconut in my tadka, in my dal khichdi, really works wonders for me with the taste aspect. So variety of seeds could be used over here again. Variety of flavors could be used over here. Even using lemongrass, in the tadka for a dal khichdi really works very well. Similarly, my kind of work basically, which I do, I'm more into fusion there. So obviously I talk about variety of cuisines with dal khichdi as well. So it was for one of my clients, who wanted to have a special menu, in their restaurant was about international dal khichdi concept. So here's on the screen what I'm showing you, that what ideas we tried, by combining various cuisines with a simple dal khichdi from India. So imagine that Indian cuisine can be showcased on the global platform with a lot of pride, with a lot of kind of system that we follow here is that adaptability. We're very flexible, so we can try to adapt to a lot of cuisines. Right from a simple example of using a dal rice combination to using variety of flavors from different countries, and we had like a nice global dal khichdi kind of a like a food festival some time back, and that was a hit basically. So few ideas just to tell you that it is easy to adapt to fusion cooking. Similarly, for me, brown rice also works a lot. You talk about brown rice concept, very interesting idea there to use for a nice dessert as well. So I usually try my firni with brown rice, and for a healthy option again here. So I have my boiled rice, which I can boil, I can crush, for like a firni concept. I can also be using the kind of ghee as well over here. I prefer to use a bit of ghee in my firni as well, or in my dessert for the health aspect again. So ghee, of course, is healthy. Talking about the flavoring here, I use cardamom, I use cinnamon powder sometimes, like dalchini powder, elaichi powder, any one could be used. Of course, for nuts, again, we have options, seeds, we have options over there. I also tried working with organic coconut sugar some time back, and even that's a good, recent adaptation towards, trying new desserts. So organic coconut sugar also is a good option there. Organic honey as well is a good option. I avoid, normally using too much of the regular white sugar in my recipes. So I prefer to use honey sometimes, or dates, or date puree, or even jaggery as well. Similarly, I think soya milk, or using oats milk, cashew milk, almond milk, even those are some of the combinations that we should try in our kitchens. So do try to always modify a little bit if you can. And right from the regular recipe, you can always try to make some small changes here and there. And of course, our flavorings of the saffron or the rose water or the kind of different ingredients that you love the most. Start with that first, and definitely with a bit of trial and error is how we get to perfection. So yes, brown rice is a good combination again with a lot of sweets that we can try, be it a firni concept, be it a brown rice kheer concept as well, or you want to be trying maybe even a shira concept for that matter. So I also tried something with by using a brown rice flour. So just grind that flour into a powder, and after lightly roasting it, and then you try to mix that into your halwas or your shiras. So it really kind of gives you a nice twist of taste is what I normally say is all about fusion cooking. Similarly, talking about the fusion aspect here, I talk about some interesting concepts about some starters and various courses that we normally eat. So we love charts, we love sandwiches, we love to try something new once in a while. And what I recently tried was a masala hash brown potatoes with a baked bean ragra kind of concept. So ragra patties is like our Indian street side food, and here I was trying to do like the hash brown, the American concept. And with that, I tried to do the baked beans that we get in the market. I tried those, to try it like a ragda element over here. So even that came out nice with chutney and all these things on top. So nice green chutney, Szechuan chutney, some sev bhujia on the top, and it really comes out very nice. Similarly, a global pani puri platter. Talk about doing pani puri, golgappas. We all love chaat concept in India. So here I was trying to work on something which is like a global kind of a cuisine coming together with the Indian taste in that. So we spoke about doing a Chinese and Chinese element of doing a pani puri. So we worked with Szechuan and tamarind chutney together. We did something with Mexican also by combining a mint chutney with a salsa sauce as well into the pani puri. Similarly, the Italian cuisine also is quite popular with us. So a nice chili coriander pesto using basil and garlic and parmesan cheese and some olive oil in that. So a nice twist of taste there also for my chaat elements. Similarly, I love Thai cuisine also. So using a Thai sweet chili sauce with tender coconut, it works very well as well into a pani puri concept or a chaat concept, basically in short. Similarly, for sandwiches also, I love to use my leftover jeera aloo in my grilled sandwich, by applying a bit of peanut butter on my bread and putting it into the griller. So that's how these various ideas that you're seeing on the screen right now are some of the ways that we can try to mix and match with fusion cooking. So whether it's spinach or soya bean or chicken, herbs and walnut pesto with prawns, variety of combinations you can try. And this is how fusion actually works. Similarly with pasta also, pasta is one of our favorite dish that we all love as well. But for me, I think pasta in a basic tomato sauce is very boring sometimes. So I love trying new things here. And I tried basically a pasta recipe with Thai elements in that. So using a Thai curry paste with coconut milk, some nice basil, lemongrass, Thai elements in short. So anybody who's a fresher as well can just try to understand that how we can try to mix and match these flavors together also. So Italian being pasta, Thai being the coconut milk, the curry paste, the lemongrass. So we get these ingredients pretty often. It's very easily available nowadays. And of course, in that you can also be adding things like your choice of vegetables or paneer or chicken. You want to add prawns in that. You want to add fish into it. So definitely these ideas are also open. So we can try to also club any kind of cuisine that you like. For example, as I spoke about the pasta biryani first, but I was trying to use makhani gravy with the pasta. That was the Indo-Italian style. Over here, I have something with the Indo-continental as well. I can talk about Indo-Thai as well. I can talk about doing a Manchurian pasta also. So Indo-Chinese pasta with Manchurian sauce in that. So yes, it's possible to do a lot of pasta there, a lot of ideas with pasta also. I even tried doing a pav bhaji pasta as well sometime back. So a nice pav bhaji that we do Indian style, and having that on your pasta with cheese and olives and a nice masala garlic toast on the side works very well for a nice weekend meal for a change. So that was about pav bhaji again. So again, a few elements of fusion here can be discussed as well. That we can also do like a lasagna concept as well. We talk about Italian style, layered pasta recipe. So in that also we can use maybe something like a fusion element, like using leftover rotis, leftover theplas for that matter. Also I tried, and layering that with pav bhaji and some nice white sauce with cheese and bell peppers and capsicum, some sweet corn, and just put it into a baking dish like a one meal dish, and it's ready to come on the table to excite everybody there. So, and you would not be telling everybody that what you put in that. See the excitement there. See the surprise that people will have after tasting your recipes when you work with fusion. Similarly, when you have carrots in season, so gajar halwa concept also works very well. So I tried something with gajar halwa as well when in season, and that time I tried something with by combining chocolate brownies with gajar halwa. So into a nice spring roll concept or a small mini samosas for a dessert concept as well. So you can try to have your seasonal fruits, vegetables also incorporated into fusion as well. So not saying that always we should have the same variety. In case you want to try with beetroot as well, you want to try with lauki as well, lauki ka halwa, beetroot ka halwa. You want to be trying variety of combinations there with even chocolate brownies for that matter, chocolate chips, chocolate sauce could be served with that. I also tried this kind of recipe with using gajar halwa with brownies into a spring roll format, and I served them with basically a pan ki rabdi. So I incorporate like meetha pan into my rabdi, and I gave it in short glasses with that. So you're going to be dipping that nice small spring roll of brownie and gajar halwa into a pan ki rabdi. So even that sounds very interesting when it talks about fusion over here. Similarly, of course, brownie is also a favorite of many people here. And how you could try to use brownie also in various ways. You talk about doing it with pancakes, or talk about even layering into desserts. You talk about filling into samosas, spring rolls. You want to make a nice baked dish as well with brownies, which are leftover brownie concepts. You can even try that as well with even fresh fruits with that. So yes, of course, the options are open here. We can try it warm. We can try it chilled as well. Want to do like a nice live cooking session for your guests sometimes, when you can make something live as well for them, assemble in front of them and serve them. Even that could be pretty exciting also. Also using a bit of gulkand and the desi, what we have ingredients in India. We talk about using rose syrup. We talk about using your desi gulkand concept, or what you put in the pan basically. Even these ideas, basically work very well with a lot of layered desserts we talk about. So I would not want to be using everything which is like international stuff here. I also prefer to use a bit of desi elements also. So a few of the ideas that I wanted to show you all about the how to use brownies as well. So you can talk about strawberries in season, you can talk about lychee in season, plums and peaches happening right now. You can have it with custard as well if you want. You can have it with cookies as well if you want over there. And always try to think of some new layers, new combinations as you work along with fusion recipes. For those who are seafood lovers out here, who love fish, who love prawns, you want to be trying something with sandwiches or wraps and rolls, what are the ideas that even you all can try in this case? If you want to use some fillet of fish, you want to make fish fingers, you want to have some nice fried fish for that matter, or grilled fish for that matter, what are the combination of sauces that you can try along? So maybe a tandoori mayonnaise, a pesto and cheese sauce, a cream cheese with a bit of mango pickle into it. So these can be like small spreads or dips that you can give along with your seafood recipes also. Similarly, shrimps and prawns and whatever variety of seafood you like, lobster, crabs, shellfish. With that also, we can try so many options of fusion cooking over here. So right from the basic marination to a dipping sauce, to a chutney that you can give along with that, barbecue with Szechuan, Manchurian with cheese sauce, makhani gravy with white sauce as well. So all these combinations have been tried and tested, and they really work well with people who love trying new experiments or new tastes with food. So yes, this is the idea that I want to share with people out here. The knowledge that we're sharing right now is just the basic fundamentals. It just starts from here, and we can just go on and on from here basically. So when I started doing my fusion cooking basically many years back, I started with the most easiest recipes in my house first, starting with the dal rice combination, starting with the aloo paratha concept for that matter, starting with the basic cheese sandwich concept. It started from there in my case. And looking at that, if I talk about my recent collection of fusion recipes, they're almost like 251 plus. So especially during lockdown, I got an opportunity to work on my own recipes as well. And that's how kind of every day was a new challenge, because you're not getting things every day also. So we know that when it comes to challenging situations, that's where the real experiment of life should start. So just a few things available with me. I didn't stop there. I continued cooking every single day and working on my new recipes. Some more ideas, of course, before we come to the end of today's session are, what you can try with even your sev puris, what you can have on your nachos, for example, what you can try with your pani puri, as we spoke about earlier, like puchkas or golgappas. If you want to make a nice fresh ravioli pasta, for that matter, also, you can even have a stuffing of palak paneer in that as well. So a nice dry filling of, paneer bhurji kind of concept with a bit of spinach into it as well inside. So nice jalebi chocolate mousse, even that's a very interesting combination for me when I tried that for the first time with a nice coconut, walnut, caramel, chicky sauce with that. And even khajur with cranberries is a very good combination again. So, so a bit of desi twist, a bit of desi tadka, as we say in the local language here in our kitchens. So that's the whole element of fusion in short, that start simple, okay, and prepare yourself for the challenges that you want to be, giving yourself every single day. And once you do that, I'm sure you will never be stopping with this kind of cooking. So of course, on a concluding note today, we have something to take back with us is that the basic elements, the fundamentals have been shared today with you all. Of course, this topic can go on and on for like hours and days together with me, but because my passion is cooking since childhood. But of course, yes, just to give you a brief idea today that this is just the beginning here. It is a new way of cooking. It is easy and simple to try, and it does offer you a change as well. So if everybody here is looking for a change, who wants to try something new, definitely should enter the kitchen immediately and work on your fusion recipes, and do share it with us so that you do tag us on our social media platforms so that we get to see your talent and also appreciate you side by side. All right. So I think we open for questions now. Karan?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Chef. That's really, you can see from the comments, Ashwate, very interesting combinations, very refreshing. It's a lot of positivity happening there. So if anyone has any questions, you can, quickly use the chat box. I know we have gone a little bit over time, but there's so much Chef wanted to talk about, and he's really patiently gone through the recipes. But we're basically getting a lot of positivity, as you can see, Chef, from Manju. Thanks for the nice session. Great tips, great ideas. Poonam has a question, Chef. Please tell something about diabetic person.
Sure. So that's a very interesting question. Thank you very much. And I think diabetic patients need to be slightly more aware about, how would you be modifying certain ingredients. For that matter, if you want to be making a sweet dish, definitely we all have a sweet tooth. And in terms of today's recipe, as I would say, working with dates for that matter, using the natural sweetening agents for that matter could be a good option there. If you want to be reducing the amount of the sugar in the cookies and biscuits also, even those could be modified as well. So always pick and choose that what you feel is more comfortable for you to adapt to. So obviously we can adjust as per, I cannot be talking, very specific, because we talk about everybody has different sugar level in their body. So some of you might be on the borderline, some might be very high also on diabetes for that matter, or some might just be trying to even take it as a preventive measure also. So I think balance really works over here, and always try to think of, using things in moderation. So I think that really can be a good tip that in case you want to be having something, always try to think of not overdoing something also for that matter. Even a sweet dish, or even for example using a cheese for that matter, or using paneer, even use non-veg as well. Always try to think of a balanced approach towards your diet. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? You'll want to use the raise hand button. There are some questions, but a lot of people have been honestly talking about how wonderful the session is. I think you've explained it so patiently. I don't think there's any. I think everyone's ready to go to the kitchens and try everything out.
I think Karan, that's what happens. When you are passionate about something, when you actually love doing something, it just kind of goes with the flow, and people will automatically start getting inspired, and that's what we all here for. And thank you to you for giving me a platform of joining everybody here today morning and sharing my thoughts.
No, thank you, Chef. I think it was really fun. I'm really excited to honestly go back and try all these fun things because it's a mashup. There's leftovers in your fridge, use it. And that's the idea, that you don't have to go out and get something. There's leftovers. You can try different things, different combinations, and you have to experiment, right? That's the whole thing. It is. So that
I'll just take one more question there. Satyajit is asking a question that do you need to have information about the odd ingredients? So I think just putting it in very simple words that before we start doing something with cooking or any kind of activity, having a basic knowledge of that, having a bit of an idea about the flavors and taste and texture of the ingredient would always help you to do it better. For example, there could be even some odd combinations. For example, if I had to use something like mango with cranberry, so may not be a very good combination always, because both are again on the sour element side. So how do I balance that out? Okay, so that could be one of the way of having a bit of knowledge, a basic knowledge of ingredients would always be helping you out over there. And I think Alicia is asking what is rabdi. So rabdi is our Indian concept where we talk about reducing milk basically for a number of hours. And we thicken up the milk. We also add mawa into it sometimes. A nice, very rich kind of recipe. A typical desi favorite of Indian cuisine. We normally have with jalebi or with malpuas as well. So yeah.
Thank you, Chef, again for being so kind and taking each and every question.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my bad. I think I was muted.
Yes.
So I was saying was thank you, Chef, for so patiently taking all these questions. And thank you, Poonam. Thank you, Crystal, for all those comments. Crystal has to say, awesome and yummy session. Looking forward to many more sessions like these. Please inform us. I'm going to take you through that. I'm going to take you through Chef's handle as well. Give me a second, Crystal. So all of you who've joined us, who are still here with us, we are on. Chef is on Instagram as Chef Kaviraj. You can check out his profile there and get some amazing recipes. I know that he posts a lot of stuff on his Insta, so you can check out his profile there. And we, Enlightened Sapiens, are on Insta, Facebook, YouTube. We have a Facebook group. We have an email. We have a website, and now we have also started our Clubhouse page. So our Clubhouse is our latest addition where we are planning on engaging all of you, building that community. We're going to have more audio conversations. So, this was, information that was there. With Clubhouse, we're going to try to bring you in, ask you your questions, what experiences you have, maybe with cooking, with art, with gardening, hiking. So it's a more conversational base. And Chef, if you like, I would love to have you as well as part of the speakers in the coming weeks, where we're going to engage our community. So if you haven't joined our club yet, please do join it. I think the link is on the chat box. And if in case you need help with the invite, we are a community. We'll help you. So just reach out to us and we'll help you, because Clubhouse is an invite-only platform. So I'll see you all on Clubhouse. And Crystal, you were asking upcoming events. It's on our website. It's on our Insta. So you get all our events on our Insta. But the next one is the art of palm weaving, where we're going to use palms, like, the palm leaves, and create a beautiful gift. So it's upcycling, it's fun, and we're going to create different things with just using palm leaves. Again, we're still promoting what we have at home, like, the things we can do from the things we have at home. So join us for that. And yes, we would love for you to be part of our team, be part of our journey, and in any way possible, would love to have you there. So thank you, Chef, for this beautiful, enlightening session. And thank you all of you who've joined us, and hope to see you all very soon. And hope to see all your creations on our Insta, and see you all on Clubhouse as well to talk about the beautiful things that you all have made. So tag Chef, tag us and we'd love to share your creations with the world as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Happy weekend. Bye.
Likewise. Thank you. Yes, Poonam, you want the invite? Just DM us on Insta and we'll share you the invite. So if you all don't have an invite for Clubhouse, just DM it to us on Insta. We are primarily on Insta, so DM it to us Insta, email it to us. I've shared this details, but you all can take a screenshot actually of our page. Give me a second. Take a screenshot of this. Reach out to us from any place from here, and we'll help you with an invite. And how you all can join our conversations on Clubhouse. All right. Thanks, guys. Aarti, just click on the link that's shared. There's a link. I'll share it separately as well. Yeah, here you go. Perfect. Thank you. Share this with someone who you think will benefit from it, and hoping to have a lot more conversations with all of you. See you guys.